guys, I just wanted to show you a few quick compilations of the obvious either media bias or media agenda. A lot of the time that's kind of dismissed, like you don't trust them, you're just watching the wrong news station, you need to just stick to your side and stick to your bubble of information. I don't stick to one side because I want the truth and it's my life. I'm not just sticking with a team hoping that there's going to be a civil war between two sides. What I'm going to show you is that they will keep repeating things over and over and over and over. And there's multiple studies that even if something is a lie, but if you hear it 3 times, you will end up believing it. The first time is to introduce the information to you. The second time, it sounds familiar to you. I think I've heard that before. By the 3rd time you're hearing it, oh yeah, I know I've heard that before, it must be true. Other people are saying it. It's just like when you hear a song on the radio and you hate it for the first time, they just play it and play it and play it and play it, and eventually you end up liking it. It doesn't mean the song is good. It's just familiar to you. Just like if it ever happens to you where you like smell something you haven't smelled it in like years and it like reminds you of something, or the first time you hear a song or a movie, oh, I remember where I was and what I was doing last time I heard this song or I was watching this movie. It brings it back. It's essentially it's brainwashing, where they'll just keep showing you the same thing. So that's why I want to show you a few of these compilations. One is about the 2016 election to just brainwash into your head Russia collusion, when there was no proof. And I'll say this in every single video, it is not to defend Trump, it is to show you that the media has an agenda. It is not like the liberal media or the liberal Hollywood or the far leftist or whatever side they're gonna be labeled as. They don't care. They're going to just stick with one side to use that for their advantage. They don't care about one side or the other. It's to push whatever they want to push.
Trump, Putin, Russian collusion.
Trump, Russian sort of collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian metal collusion.
Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, potentially collusion.
Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, collusion.
Trump, Russian collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Russian hacked our election.
Here comes a big change. Because all of a sudden, Trump, Russian, possible collusion, Russian collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion.
So with that one, I thought it was funny that it has the little like dance music and everything. So of course you could see they're pushing the collusion. But now all that Trump is doing is a legal investigation and he's outrageous. And I was going to include clips from Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, Trevor Noah, what's the other one, John Oliver, literally all of them. It's just like news anchors. They're not independent. All of these people are comedians. But why are they pushing agendas down your throat? But I got so irritated watching it, I honestly couldn't sit through it because I'd have to go through videos and kind of cut them and to put it was way too irritating. And again, it's not because I'm defending Trump, it's because it is so blatantly obvious that it's not about anyone's best interest at heart. They're obviously being told to say something and they'll keep saying it. Then the second one is about fake news. It's all about fake news, and it's like 30 different channels saying literally the same thing. They had all got a script that they were supposed to say from everywhere, from Oregon to Florida, from Maine to California. Everywhere, at least, and sorry, I never want to just make it about America like I was saying in the last video. I know people watch from everywhere, but if you live somewhere else, like the UK or Australia or Canada, or it's most likely Canada too because we're so close, that the news can't be trusted. So the first one is about the Russia collusion, even though today Trump is destroying democracy by even questioning it, even though I myself showed you a video of an insane amount of information. And the second one is the news reading their script about democracy, about fake news, about only trust us, don't believe what you hear, blah, 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 unless it comes from us.
10. Say for yourself.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities, Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about the trouble and irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets are true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 Then the third one is about COVID, of course, because it all comes back to COVID, because it is supposed to fear, it's supposed to stay at home, it's supposed to only communicate through the internet, because we can keep track of what you are saying. And of course my channel is so small, so I don't think I'm getting affected other than when like I get copyright claims and stuff. So I'm not even making any money off the video, so that doesn't really matter to me. If it's going to make the video better, I will include stuff that will be a copyright claim because I need people to see this stuff. So I guess just without further ado, when you see all these things put together, you will realize like, wow, they must be pushing something. There must be a reason behind this. Because just because you see, oh, that's my trusted news anchor, or that's Don Lemon. I know he went to this university and he grew up in this city. To make it in the news industry or to be a journalist, you can't rock the boat. You can't step out of the guidelines. You have to talk, like stick to your talking points. You have to keep pushing a certain narrative and nobody can question it and nobody can defer away from what we're supposed to be telling you to believe. So I guess to make sure that my time's probably already up, everyone's already clicked off to a different video. But if you haven't and you're still here, thank you very much. And watch this. And this should be disturbing on how they are obviously all saying the same thing.
When we first opened our doors.
Since 1926.
Since 1978.
For 60 years.
For 75 years.
For over 80 years.
In 90 years.
Over 100 years.
Nationwide has been on your side.
Restaurants have always been there for you.
Nissan has been with you through thick and thin.
We will do what we've always done.
Take care of people.
We're people.
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 People and family.
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 Family. Family.
Family.
Family.
Family.
Family.
Families are families.
Families.
Even now.
Especially now.
Especially now.
Right now.
Now more than ever.
More than ever.
Today, more than ever.
Today, more than ever.
In times like this.
At times like these.
During these difficult times.
In these troubled times.
Challenging times.
Trying times.
In these times of uncertainty.
During this time of great uncertainty.
During these uncertain times.
During these uncertain times.
In uncertain times.
In uncertain times. Uncertain times.
Unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times.
This unprecedented moment in our history.
It's time of social distancing.
While things have slowed down.
As we turn more inside.
While the doors may be closed.
While the distance between us has gotten bigger.
The more we stay apart.
We still find ways to stay close. Even when we're apart.
Even if we can't stand closer than 6 feet.
We can all stay connected to work, school, and most importantly, to each other.
There's still ways to touch each other.
All without leaving the comfort and safety of your home.
Without leaving the safety of your home.
From home.
Home. Your home.
At home. Home.
Home.
Home. Home. Home. Home.
Home. Home. That's the key.
Buick and GMC are here to help. Con Edison is here to help.
Here to help.
Our teams are here.
We are here.
We're here.
We're here.
Here for you.
Here for you.
We're here for you.
We're here for you.
We are here for you.
We're here for you.
We are here for you.
We'll be here for you.
Runnings is here for you.
We're still here for you.
We're with you. We're part of your community.
So you can trust us.
You can count on us.
And we'll get through this. Together.
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 Together. Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Together. And together.
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 Together. Together.
Together.
Together.
If you're a gas tank lately, then you don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you gas prices are back on the rise.
But you don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
Who are you really shopping for this holiday season? It's okay, you can admit it, if you've bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
Well, it's okay. You can admit it if you have bought an item or 2 or maybe 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself. It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or maybe 10 for yourself. It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or maybe 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought maybe an item or 2 or 10 for yourself. It's okay, you can admit it.
If you've bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or...
It's okay, you can admit it.
Thank you very much for watching. And if you think for yourself, and if you just question things, it doesn't need to be that you think everyone is evil, but they're obviously doing something for a reason. And if every talk show host, every news channel, every commercial, every huge company is all saying the same thing, why is that? Think for yourself. Thank you very much. You'll be living your best life, because I'm trying to do the same. Thank you.
Spin it again.
See you next time.